Welcome back, everybody. I am the Jimmer. This is the Propane 1 million RP King of the Hill Championship. This is going to be episode 64, featuring the Striker by Hyper Psychos. This is the Striker here in front of us, and we go over that in great detail in episode 63. So if you want an in-depth look at that, go back to episode 63 and check it out. And this is the opponent of the Striker, the Speedy Weenus. This is my entry for the tournament, currently sitting in second place. And both these entries use a very similar tactic, lots of similarities. Both hovercraft have missiles and railguns, and both are going to start out facing each other about 25 meters over the water. And this should be an exciting battle. I'm looking forward to it. It should be interesting to see these two hovercraft duke it out. But that's enough of the introductions. Let's get this sped up, get this battle underway. Alright, both launching their missile Alpha Strike. Looks like both Alpha Strikes are getting some connections. Oh, we may have a collision. And just at the last second, the Speedy Weenus rose up in the air and went right over top of the Striker. Looks like both got some missile strikes in and are now firing away with their railguns. Let's get an initial damage report here. Oh wow, looks like the Striker all the way down to 95%. It really ate a bunch of missiles there. Speedy Weenus Revenge still doing just fine, 100%. And they both kind of overshot, went really far away from each other. We see the Speedy Weenus Revenge coming back in. Oh, big explosion there on the Striker. Not sure, possibly losing a turret. Looks like both turrets are still firing, so it must have just been an ammo store explosion. Oh, there we see some missiles coming in. I know that the Striker has smoke. Maybe not set up to deploy on missile designator. Either way, the missiles too slow, just sped right behind the Striker there. I don't think any landed. And it looks like the missiles coming from the Striker are indeed getting distracted by the Speedy Weenus Revenge's flares. Looks like this is going to come down to a sniping battle here between the railguns. In that department, the Striker may have the advantage as it has two railguns to the Speedy Weenus Revenge single railgun. Although it does look like this this front railgun is limited. It can only aim over about 35-40 degrees there, so it needs to be coming straight at its opponent to fire its main cannon. But the secondary cannon there is apparently 360 and firing away. Looks like we're going to have a bit of a joust here. Very fitting for both craft. Gonna take turns just kind of running straight at each other and doing a little bit of a recovery and turn around and then just coming straight back at each other for another run. See a missile strike coming in from both craft. Looks like once again a few of the Speedy Weenus Revenge's missiles land, whereas all of the Striker's missiles getting distracted by the flares. They both are shooting flares straight up into space, so it's going to be really hard for the vertical launch missiles to avoid that flare distraction. Yeah, they both with the railgun shots. It's really, you can't see the damage. I can hear the railguns firing, and every once in a while I hear some blocks fall off. But I'm not really able to see the damage. Looks like everybody at 100% anyway, so nothing serious. Alright, and we have another joust coming in here. Speedy Weenie's Revenge going way out there. It is almost 2 kilometers away. May have taken some damage and have trouble turning back towards the fight. Yeah, it's staying right about that same distance. Doesn't look like it's able to close. Let's see if it has any visible damage. Ooh, see a railgun shot coming in there. Are you damaged? It's hard to see through all that shielding. It doesn't. Oh yeah, big missile strike there. Did a bunch of EMP damage to the turret. Turret seemed to survive it though, and is continuing to fire. Let's get another damage report. Alright, both entries still 100%. So doing damage to each other, but not fast enough to outstrip the repairs. It looks like this fight's going to go a little bit deeper into our time limit. I believe we've got about, yeah, we've got right about 10 minutes left. Once again, we see the Speedy Weenie's Revenge dipping down in the water. That was definitely after some EMP. You see some more EMP still coming in there. So interfering with its control systems. Let's see if it still has AI. Yeah, it does still have AI, but every once in a while that EMP seems to maybe take out a ACB or something and dip it down in the water. Ooh, the striker is right on its tail now. It is maybe 120 meters away. And lighting it up with that railgun. It doesn't look like the shots are getting through the shielding though. It's kind of hard to tell, especially with the railguns. The shots are so fast. It's hard to get a peek at where they're going. See the Speedy Weenie's Revenge launching torpedoes. But not really. Torpedoes don't really have a chance to hit the striker, as it's just above the surface there. Alright, and that is our time limit there. Let's take another damage report. Alright, Speedy Means Revenge 99%, Striker 100%, and there we go, Speedy Means Revenge 100%. So, oh, I don't know how to call that. Was so close. I mean, 99 to 100, then it heals up. I think we're just going to call this one a draw, and we'll do one more round and see if we can get something different to happen. Alright, and here we go. Battle number 2 underway. And here we go with this initial head-on. Looks like once again the Speedy Means Revenge going to go up in the air over the top of the Striker. Striker took a lot of damage from that Alpha Strike. But as we saw in the last episode, the Striker can take a lot of damage and keep on trucking. Very durable. Let's get an initial damage report. Oh wow, Striker all the way down to 88%. We'll see if it can recover from that damage. Oh, another missile strike for the Speedy Meanies Revenge. And yeah, quite a few of those missiles are connecting. Striker getting very low, very close to the water there. Very dangerous for a thruster craft that relies on jet engines. If those jet engines get wet, it may never get out of the water. Actually saw a railgun shot coming in there. Oh, did the Striker lose its guns? It did. Striker has lost its cannon, so it's only going to have its missile strike until those are repaired. That could make the difference in this fight. Let's get another damage report. Yeah, Striker healing up though. Back up to 90%, 91%. So it has some serious healing abilities. Once again, the full missile barrage from the Speedy Means Revenge coming right in the front, doing lots of damage, and somehow the Striker is able to maintain flight and soldier on, even after eating a whole bunch of missiles. See, they're starting to develop some holes in the front there. Looks like the Speedy Wiener's Revenge is now chasing the Striker. Alright, and that is the regulation. Let's take a damage report. Yeah, it looks like, unfortunately, the Striker just ran out of resources, unable to repair past 91%. So that is within our 5% threshold. We'll go ahead and give this win to the Speedy Weenus. Although I gotta say, this is a very close battle, and I think these are very evenly matched crafts. I don't think the Speedy Weenus is much farther ahead of the Striker, if it's ahead at all. But in these battles, it has been able to get the wins. So we're going to go ahead and say congratulations to Hyper Psychos. Your Striker was good enough to make it in the third place spot, and we'll see it again in the very next battle, or in the very next episode, as it takes on our newest contender. And I hope you guys are enjoying these battles, and if you are, go ahead and click that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next episode.